Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 316 based on novel. So let's start. This insignificant drop of blood was thrown by Wang Lin at the black gas devil dragon that charged out from the collapsed ground. The devil dragon opened its mouth, releasing large amounts of cold energy, and attempted to devour everyone. However, just at this moment, the drop of Qing Shuang's blood touched a strand of black gas that came from the devil dragon. In an instant, while everyone was dumbfounded, sizzling sounds came from the black fog. It was like splashing water on hot coal. As the sizzling sound echoed, the black fog unexpectedly dissipated as if it couldn't withstand this drop of celestial blood. The drop of blood penetrated the black fog and landed on the devil dragon's head. The devil dragon suddenly paused, but that was immediately followed by a painful and angry roar. As it roared, the devil dragon's body twisted and swept the area, causing a loud rumble. As if a giant pair of hands was stirring up the place, all the buildings collapsed and the entire floor was in ruins. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he squeezed out more of Qing Shuang's blood and mercilessly threw it. Then he waved his hand and the powerful origin energy in his body rushed out. The blood immediately exploded into a blood mist that shot forward. The blood mist immediately touched the devil dragon. After coming into contact the blood again, the devil dragon struggled even more intensely. Roars continued to echo, and the devil dragon's body rapidly contracted. It was like a whirlwind, and after all the black fog withdrew, the ancient devil appeared before everyone. The black armor was now stained with several drops of blood. It released strands of red gas that lingered around the ancient devil. No matter how the ancient devil waved his hands, he couldn't expel it. Even when he tried to wipe it, his hand went through it as if it wasn't even there. Qinglin, is this the plan you came up with to resist me after countless years of scheming? If whoever occupies your body attempts to kill your descendant, all spells become useless. Your spells have no effect and your body is restrained by the blood of your descendant. This is no longer changing laws, but creating laws. You're so powerful, Qinglin. The ancient devil had a hideous expression as he charged at Wang Lin. This devil wants to see how the mere blood of a body can make me yield, the ancient devil yelled as his right hand reached out. The black blade suddenly appeared in his hand and he slashed at Wang Lin. I can't kill Qinglin's descendant, but I can kill you, you puny ancient god. Wang Lin's expression turned pale. This blade energy was huge, and not even the old man on the gourd could escape it. Wang Lin's mind was extremely clear as the ancient god furnace appeared around him and he pointed at the man in black who was watching from a distance. He didn't choose Master Void because it was a moment of danger, and so he absolutely had to succeed. Although Master Void was seriously injured, he was still at the Nirvana Shatterer stage, so Wang Lin wasn't confident. The man in black's expression changed greatly when he felt a light surround him. The blade energy came so close that Wang Lin could even feel the oppressive sharpness coming from it. Change positions. Wang Lin yelled, and the light around the furnace reached a peak. The man in black's eyes were filled with terror, and just as he was about to be transferred, he no longer cared about hiding his identity. The fire dragon mark appeared between his eyebrows and directly charged out, turning into a fire dragon covered in flames. The moment the fire dragon appeared, it let out a roar and surrounded the man in black in an attempt to resist the power of the ancient god furnace. As a result, there was a force to resist it. With this hindrance, the blade closed in and passed through Qing Shuang. Due to the law Qinglin created, the blade energy did no harm to Qing Shuang and landed directly on Wang Lin. If this blade energy landed, even Wang Lin's ancient god body would be split in half. After all, he was only a 5-star ancient god. The moment the blade energy descended, Wang Lin's right eye shined blue and the Airshore light shield appeared and collided with the blade energy. There was a heaven-shaking bang, and a crack appeared in the middle of the Airshore light shield. Although it didn't break, it was damaged. Although Wang Lin hadn't had it for long, it had been able to resist all attacks so far. Even someone as powerful as Master Void could only push it back and not cause it to crack. More and more cracks appeared on the Airshore light shield. Wang Lin took this moment to retreat with Qing Shuang's body, but no matter how much he ran, he couldn't escape the blade energy. Cold sweat came from his forehead, but the moment it appeared, it turned into ice crystals due to the chill from the blade energy. At this moment of life and death, Wang Lin no longer cared about hiding his identity, and he let out a roar. The 5 ancient god stars between his eyebrows shined brightly and rotated until it looked like a vortex had appeared between his eyebrows. Powerful ancient god power filled his body and rushed into the ancient god furnace. This caused the light around the ancient god furnace to become even brighter, and it lit up the entire world. Transform, change position. Wang Lin roared, his voice even became a bit hoarse during the roar. When it landed in people's ears, they felt as if their minds were being torn. As he let out that heart-wrenching roar, the fire dragon around the man in black seemed unable to withstand the sudden increase in power from the light. The man in black quickly retreated and fled. However, before he could escape, light filled his body and he disappeared. At the moment the azure light shield seemed like it couldn't withstand the blade energy anymore, Wang Lin also disappeared. When Wang Lin reappeared, he was where the man in black was, and the man in black appeared before the blade energy. The moment man in black appeared, his eyes were filled with blade energy and the blade energy swept by. Popping sounds came from his body and then it was split in half. However, when his body shattered, his origin soul escaped with the help of the fire dragon. His origin soul was bleak and his eyes were filled with fear. However, the danger wasn't over yet. The blade energy that destroyed his body shot straight after his origin soul. The blade energy was about to penetrate his origin soul. The man in black quickly spread out a divine sense message filled with anxiety and horror. Lord Ancient Devil, I'm the Supreme Seventh Disciple, Lu Hu. The moment the man in black sent out the message, the blade energy suddenly moved to the side and bypassed the man in black before going after Wang Lin once more. All of this happened in an extremely short period of time. Wang Wei and Hu Huan both moved and used spells at the same time to resist the blade energy chasing Wang Lin. Wang Lin had survived through luck, but he revealed a ferocious expression as he stared at the Ancient Devil. Ancient Devil Ta Jiao stepped out, but he didn't go toward Wang Lin and instead arrived next to the origin soul of Man in Black. After grabbing the origin soul, he stepped out once more and arrived next to Wang Wei and Hu Huan, who were resisting the blade energy. The moment Ancient Devil Ta Jiao closed in, he opened his mouth and let out a roar. Roar? The roars of the people of the Ancient Order were all powerful, but, like spells, they contained different abilities. Although the roar of an ancient devil wasn't as strong as an ancient god's roar, it created a devilish sound that would invade the mind. As he roared, a giant black shadow with a single horn appeared behind Ancient Devil Ta Jiao. This giant shadow was like the source of all devils. As Ta Jiao roared, his shadow also opened its mouth and let out a roar. Hu Huan's body trembled and she immediately coughed out blood. Wang Wei also coughed out blood and became dispirited. However, he clenched his teeth, grabbed Hu Huan, and retreated. His hand formed seals and countless pillars of water appeared before him like crazy. At this moment of crisis, Wang Wei was going all out. The water pillars appeared one after another, and in the blink of an eye, thousands of water pillars appeared. However, before Ancient Devil Ta Jiao, this was all child's play. With a roar, all of the water pillars collapsed. As the water pillars continued to collapse, Wang Wei and Hu Huan coughed out more blood, and they charged toward Wang Lin. With a pale face, Hu Huan's hands quickly formed seals, creating restrictions that fused with the water pillars. However, the water pillars continued to collapse due to Ancient Devil Ta Jiao's roar. If the two of them were like this, there was no need to talk about Master Void. He immediately coughed out blood and his eyes became bleak. He quickly retreated and his hand formed a seal, causing countless grains of yellow sand to surround him. However, just as the sand appeared and before they could form a shield, it collapsed. All of the sand was blown into Master Void's body, throwing him back and causing blood to spray from his body. Only Bei Lu was barely able to withstand it. As he was a member of the Ancient Order, he only retreated. As for Wang Lin, popping sounds came from his body under power of the roar of Ancient Devil Ta Jiao. He coughed out blood, but his expression became even more ferocious. Roar? Wang Lin also let out a roar of anger with a ferocious expression. This was the roar of an ancient god. Wang Lin's body grew like crazy, and at this moment, he could no longer be concerned with hiding his status as an ancient god. His body grew to thousands of feet tall, looking as if he could support the world. 5 stars rapidly rotated between his eyebrows and bursts of ancient god energy surrounded him. What was more bizarre was that the vermilion bird tattoo seemed to have fused with him, so it grew along with his ancient god body. It was like fresh blood had imprinted on his upper body, and the tail spread across Wang Lin's face. At this moment, Wang Lin looked like an ancient god and a vermilion bird. After transforming into his true ancient god body, Wang Lin let out a roar. The roar formed a storm that silently collided with the roar of the ancient devil. At the same time, the escaping ancient demon Bei Lu suddenly stopped, and his eyes revealed a trace of crazy demonic light. Today, all 3 ancient order clans are in the same place. What a spectacular view! I'm in a sorry state for an ancient demon. Bei Lu's body flashed and immediately grew. The 7-star ancient demon's body was thousands of feet tall, almost as tall as Wang Lin's ancient god body. At this instant, the battle no longer belonged to the cultivators, but to the 3 ancient order clans that had existed since ancient times. After Bei Lu transformed into his ancient demon body, he let out the roar of an ancient demon. It created an intangible force that joined with Wang Lin's roar and swept toward ancient devil Ta Jiao. He is unexpectedly a royal ancient god. Ancient devil Ta Jiao stared at Wang Lin. He clearly saw a trace of gold within the 5 stars between Wang Lin's eyebrows. This trace of gold meant the royal bloodline. The angry roars of the 3 ancient order clans created an indescribable storm. It swept across the 8th floor and caused all the surrounding buildings to collapse. Even the sky seemed like it was about to collapse, as fine cracks appeared and bursts of hot gas filled the area. Ancient demon Bei Lu took a step and shouted, "Ancient god, do you dare to fight this ancient devil with me?" Wang Lin's right hand reached out at the void before him, causing a large rift to appear. Purple lightning came out of the crack, and he dragged out the 1,000 feet long god-slaying spear. He grabbed the spear and shouted, "Why would I not dare?" Ancient demon Bei Lu laughed as his right hand also reached at the void. A large flag immediately appeared, and it seemed to cover the world. It flew directly at the ancient devil. Wang Lin took a step and charged at the ancient devil. The ancient devil's eyes revealed mockery as he raised the blade in his hand. Monstrous blade energy appeared behind him and he smiled. A mere 5-star ancient god and a 7-star ancient demon dare to fight me. As he laughed, the heaven-shaking blade energy shot forward. There were only 2 rays of blade energy. One swept through the sky and the other swept just above the earth. This represented the sky and the earth. Once they crossed, they would create a destructive force. Ancient demon Bei Lu waved his right hand and endless demonic energy came from the 1,000-foot flag and shot at the blade energy in the sky. Demonic energy erupted from his body, and it was an earth-shaking sight to behold. Wang Lin threw the god-slaying spear in his hand, and the purple lightning filled the world. The god-slaying spear was covered in purple lightning when it collided with the blade energy on the ground. Rumbling sounds suddenly echoed and a powerful shockwave to sweep the area when the blade energy on the ground and the god-slaying spear collided. The earth completely collapsed and there was no longer a 9th floor in his cave, just the 8th floor that was connected to the 9th floor. Wang Lin's ancient god boy felt an unimaginable impact during this collision, and popping sounds came from his body. He coughed out a mouthful of blood and the ancient god stars between his eyebrows dimmed. In the sky, the ancient demon's flag collided with the blade energy and a shocking impact spread. Even more cracks appeared in the sky due to this impact, and a blood-red light came through the cracks. At this moment, it felt as if the sky could collapse with a single touch. Wang Lin, we need to go all out with him, otherwise, none of us will escape this celestial emperor cave. As ancient demon Bei Lu roared, he took a step and charged at the ancient devil. However, his body suddenly began to retreat. It was so fast that he left an afterimage, and he rushed at the cracked sky. However, although ancient demon Bei Lu was fast, Wang Lin was even faster. The moment ancient demon Bei Lu roared, Wang Lin also grabbed Wang Wei and Hu Huan before charging at the sky. He was a bit faster than Bei Lu as he punched the sky. The sky was already extremely fragile, and now it was smashed open by Wang Lin's punch. It completely cracked and the sky disintegrated. The moment the sky collapsed, endless magma fell like rain. Wang Lin's body rushed into the magma and charged straight up. The ancient devil cursed, but he didn't slow down and charged straight up. Master Void had cultivated for many years. Although his mind was affected due to the early arrival of the first Heaven's Blight, it was unprecedentedly clear at this moment. The moment the sky collapsed, he coughed out blood and used the blood escape to charge into the magma. He disregarded the high temperature of the magma and the newly inflicted injuries caused by the battle between the three members of the Ancient Order clan. As he rushed into the magma, he also didn't have time to think about finding trouble for Wang Lin, as he was focused on escaping this place. Along the way, his injuries became worse, and at this moment his cultivation level fell from Nirvana Shatterer to peak Nirvana Cleanser. A dense feeling of unease enveloped his mind, making the once powerful Master Void look like a stray god. When Wang Lin charged into the 7th floor, endless lava rushed toward his face. His body quickly shrank back into his ordinary body. His face was pale as he coughed out a mouthful of blood and bursts of pain came from his body. He couldn't help but slow down a bit due to this. Even though he had transformed into his ancient god body, he was still seriously injured by that blade energy despite the fact that he had the god-slaying spear. However, if he hadn't done it, then it would have been impossible for Wang Wei or Hu Huan to escape. Even he himself wouldn't have had the chance to escape to the 7th floor. After all, Wang Lin was only at the peak of the Nirvana Scryer stage. Just at this moment, Hu Huan grabbed Wang Lin and Wang Wei and flew straight up. She also devoured the only green pill she had. Now that she had recovered, she quickly moved through the magma with Wang Lin and Wang Wei. The magma continued to move into Wang Lin's body and shook his spirit a bit. He quickly sent out a message, saying, "Seniors, go first. I found a fire spirit here before and may be able to use it to stop the ancient devil a bit." Hu Huan revealed a hint of hesitation. If it was before, no matter how much she and Wang Wei admired Wang Lin, she wouldn't have hesitated. However, Wang Lin had just saved her and her husband, and this was very important to her. She didn't even know that Wang Lin had saved Wang Wei from Master Void's sneak attack. This kind of kindness needed to be repaid. "You?" Hu Huan looked at Wang Wei, who had helped her block the blade energy and then was seriously injured by the ancient devil's roar. There was struggle in her eyes. Right now, Wang Wei needed urgent care, and Hu Huan didn't have time to wait. "Senior can rest assured." Wang Lin left Hu Huan and charged into the depths of the magma in the 7th floor. Hu Huan clenched her teeth as she took Wang Wei and disappeared. After Hu Huan left, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. He was so desperate to make Wang Wei and Hu Huan owe him. As long as the two of them were grateful, then even if Qing Lin doesn't awaken, they would help with Situ Nan's matter. Also, their treatment of Ju Yi would be vastly different due to his kindness. Inside the magma, Wang Lin mercilessly absorbed without hesitation. The magma seemed to flow in reverse as the fire origin energy entered Wang Lin's body like crazy. The energy flowed through his meridians, causing his seriously injured body to recover a bit. Wang Lin wasn't being careful like he was when he absorbing before. Right now he was extremely reckless. The vermilion bird on his body appeared around him, and as a result, the fire origin energy inside the magma surged at them. As the fire origin energy surged toward Wang Lin, large amounts of magma fell from the 7th floor to the 8th floor. Ancient Demon Bei Lu and Master Void charged into the magma with Ancient Devil Ta Jiao chasing behind. At this moment, all of this, along with Wang Lin frantically stirring up the fire origin energy in the magma, caused all the magma inside the volcano to begin collapsing. Just at this moment, a heaven-shaking roar that shook the magma came from the depths of the volcano. A giant dragon head arose in the magma. At this moment, all of the magma Wang Lin hadn't absorbed or had fallen into the 8th floor began to move as if it had intelligence. It all charged at the dragon. In the blink of an eye, all the magma in the 7th floor disappeared, leaving behind an indescribably large fire dragon that stared at all the creatures below it. At the same time, in the boundless space where the speck of dust where the demon spirit land was, there was fire burning in the horizon. A giant vermilion bird letting out vermilion bird cries slowly closed in. This vermilion bird had intelligence. It unexpectedly didn't go to the entrance at the East Demon Spirit Sea, but to the true location of the Demon Spirit Land. There were large amount of cultivators behind this vermilion bird, and among them were 6 elders. These 6 elders all wore red robes, and each one of them gave off a powerful aura. They were all Nirvana Shatterer cultivators. According to the search with the true spirit, this is where the person who has awakened is, and this is also the location of that mysterious sense of danger. This trip might be extremely dangerous, but even if I risk it all, I must protect the person who awakened. The 6 elders looked at each other and saw the determination in each other's eyes. All the other members of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect revealed determined gazes. At the same time, a majestic voice came from the planet above the vortex in the Cultivation Alliance headquarters. Suspend the battle with all heaven. Send all forces to where Qing Lin's cave is. The moment this voice echoed, Qing Shui's body appeared outside the Alliance headquarters. He stared at the Alliance headquarters and the red G realm shined in his eye. At the same time, inside the brilliant void realm, the old man who noticed Wang Lin before revealed a complex expression. He shook his head as he stepped forward, and his gaze fell on the indifferent brilliant void saintess, Mu Bingmai. Your 9th avatar was destroyed due to a calamity. Why do you still hide even though the calamity has arrived? The beautiful woman with the cold expression lowered her head and pondered. Since that 9th avatar was destroyed because of him, no matter how much you avoid it, you still have to face it in the end. When you saved that little girl, this old man already knew that your mind was a mess due to the 9th avatar. The old man let out a sigh as he looked up at the void. Remember, you are the brilliant void saintess, Mu Bingmai, not Liu Mai from planet Suzaku, who had a son with an ordinary cultivator. You are responsible for carrying out the mission of the brilliant void realm and responsible for defending against the people from outside the sealed realm. The boundary between the inner and outer realms will open soon. He is not an ordinary cultivator. Before the old man could finish, the indifferent woman lifted her head and calmly spoke. Her beautiful face was enough to make anyone's heart pound and be willing to do anything for her. Are you still stubbornly indulging yourself in that illusion? The old man frowned. I'm just telling you that he is not an ordinary cultivator. The indifferent woman's voice was still calm, but her tone was slightly heavier. Fine. Even if he isn't an ordinary cultivator, even though his mind was able to enter here through some unknown method, even if he reaches the peak of the 2nd step, so what? The old man revealed a look of disdain. In the end, he is still just a cultivator. This old man didn't know that this little cultivator he spoke of was someone who had survived the Vermilion Bird Awakening, and the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect would protect him with all their might. He also didn't know that this little cultivator had the blood of an ancient god. This wasn't power he had inherited, he had gained it after his own body collapsed, and he reformed it based on 2 size memories. This body was the root of his bloodline. He also didn't know that this little cultivator had the heaven-defying bead. The beautiful woman looked at the old man and calmly said, "You were once only a cultivator." The old man revealed a bitter smile and didn't know what to say for a moment. You can rest assured. I won't evade the responsibility of the brilliant void realm as the brilliant void saintess. However, you can't interfere in my private affairs, and you don't have the right to interfere. I don't need anyone else to get involved in the matter between us. The beautiful woman's voice was resolute, and she refused to compromise. The old man let out a sigh and didn't continue this topic. He looked at the sky and said, "My old friend's body has been possessed, so I'm going on a trip. Are you going as well?" The beautiful woman pondered a bit and revealed a complex expression. However, in the end, she became determined and nodded. I'll go. Inside the 7th floor of the Celestial Emperor Cave, all of the magma had condensed into a fire dragon. The fire dragon lifted its head and stared at everyone below it. An invisible pressure suddenly spread. 2 strands of heat waves came out of the fire dragon's nose along with this pressure. The 2 giant dragon horns were red and gave off intense temperatures. Its python-like body was coiled up, giving the dragon an aura that made it seem like it looked down upon the world. Its angry gaze swept through the people below and locked onto Wang Lin. He could feel a hint of familiar aura from Wang Lin's small and weak body. This was the aura of fire origin energy. Wang Lin's mind trembled when the fire dragon looked at him. He didn't bow his head but slowly retreated. The dragon quickly withdrew its gaze and stared at Master Void, Ancient Demon Bei Lu, and Ancient Devil Ta Jiao. It let out a roar and charged at the three of them. Wang Lin let out a sigh of relief and rapidly retreated. When his divine sense spread out, he saw that the seventh floor had become a sea of flames when the fire dragon roared. As the dense fire burned, Ancient Demon Bei Lu's eyes lit up and he unexpectedly stopped escaping. He turned around and his hand formed a seal. A giant green demon head appeared behind him and charged at the ancient devil. Master Void's hand formed a seal and formed a storm of yellow sand, creating a 100-foot barrier around him, blocking the flames. However, with his current cultivation level, he couldn't hold the fire off for long. When the sand came into contact with the flames, there were popping sounds, and the sand cracked and collapsed. As for Ancient Devil Ta Jiao, his eyes became cold, and he was filled with bloodthirst. With a step, he let out a hoarse laugh. "Why did you stop running? A mere fire dragon spirit that was only a guard dares to bite its master." As the ancient devil spoke, his hand formed a seal and pointed. He shouted, "Let me show you Qing Lin's spell. Burn the heavens." After he spoke, a black devilish flame appeared where he pointed. The devilish flame immediately began to spread and intense temperatures filled the seventh floor. Even the sky was shrouded by the devilish flames. In an instant, the sky was black because it was covered in these devilish flames. Not only could it burn everything, but the invading devilish energy could cause your origin soul to collapse. In an instant, the devilish flames covered the sky and the fire dragon let out a roar. Flames came from its body like crazy in order to fight the black flames in the sky. The entire seventh floor shook as the fire dragon's giant body rushed at the ancient devil. The ancient devil revealed a sneer as his right hand pointed at the fire dragon. All of the devilish flames in the sky descended like meteors and surrounded the fire dragon. This scene was heaven-shaking. In an instant, the devilish flames fell and covered the fire dragon. At this moment, it looked as if the fire dragon was giving off monstrous devilish energy. Waves of angry and painful roars echoed from the fire dragon, and it struggled to charge at the ancient devil. However, when it got close, Ta Jiao's right hand pressed down, creating an invisible force. When the fire dragon was within 100 feet of him, Ta Jiao caught the fire dragon. No matter how much the fire dragon struggled and roared, it couldn't escape. This made Ancient Demon Bei Lu suck in a breath of cold air. You can use Qing Lin's avatar and the invisible force in his body. Bei Lu was aghast at the situation. He clearly knew that it meant Ancient Devil Ta Jiao's possession had become one with the mind. Ancient Demon Bei Lu gave up all intentions of attacking, a bitter feeling arising in his heart. He understood that with his own strength, even if he got everyone else to help, they no longer had the power to change the fact Qing Lin's body had been possessed. This devil was willing to pay any price and fought with Qing Lin inside his body for countless years. All of this was for Qing Lin's memories and his cultivation, but more importantly, it was for this body. The ancient devil held the fire dragon as it moved forward, and arrogant laughter came from his mouth. "Ancient demon, you and I were great enemies in the outside realm, but now you are a mere ant before me. Once this devil completely takes over Qing Lin's body, I'll own the body Qing Lin has refined for countless years. A body that can break all laws. A body that can enter any place. With this body, I can retrace the footsteps of my ancestors and become a 9-star ancient devil. Once I reach 9 stars, I'll be able to enter the ancient devil tower ruin and obtain the true power of the ancestors." Ancient Devil Ta Jiao's mad laughter echoed. The fire dragon struggled to retreat. However, it was thrown aside by Ta Jiao. Qing Lin's spell, burn the heavens, boil the oceans. The devilish flame in Ta Jiao's eyes suddenly moved and the 7th floor was filled with devilish energy. This devilish energy was so dense, it seemed like it was corporeal. Then, in the blink of an eye, it turned into a devilish ocean. As the waves raged, Wang Lin's eyes were filled with shock and he was trapped inside the ocean. Not just him, But Master Void was also trapped inside the ocean. Even ancient demon Bailu couldn't escape. In the distance, the fire dragon was roaring inside the ocean, but there was fear in its eyes. As ancient devil Targio spoke, the ocean formed by the devilish energy began to boil. Devilish gas floated into the air and bubbles appeared in the raging ocean due to it reaching an unimaginable temperature. This burned the heavens, boiled the oceans, was going to boil the ocean until it dissipated completely. This also made it impossible for the people trapped inside to struggle. During his brief contact with Targio, Wang Lin found that as time passed, Targio became even more powerful. Back on the 9th floor, Targio would have found it difficult to use these spells, but now he was able to use the Celestial Emperor spells. Thinking about Celestial Emperor Qing Lin's countless spells, Wang Lin's scalp felt numb. However, right now was not the time to think about it, as the ocean waves raged. The devilish flames in the sky continued to descend and large amounts of water vapor appeared. In the distance, Master Void revealed a miserable smile when he saw the ocean that wanted to boil them alive shrink and the fire from the sky close in. He hit his forehead with his palm and his body collapsed. A crazy shockwave spread out from this collapse, and it created a whirlpool in the ocean. It also pushed the descending devilish flames away. The moment his body exploded, Master Void's origin soul charged out. This video will end here.